别吵了。
Oh my goodness, little puppy dreams. Puppy dreams. How did I?
Are you ready to go to school? Let's go.
This is the funniest thing I've ever done. I just found, I don't know what made this happen, but it just did. Watch. Pump good! Pump good! Pump good! Pump good!
Just hear those sleigh bells ting-a-ling-a-ring, ting-a-ting-a-ling-a-too, ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ding.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of...
Estoy loco. Estoy loco. La, 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 la.
laki, ibu suruh duduk manis. Cuman 3 detik. Duduk manis. Kita hitung 1, 2, 3. Iya.
Dear my beloved audiences, today I want to tell you a story which was called The Dog and the Mole. In a quiet countryside village surrounded by rolling meadows and old oak trees lived a friendly dog named Milo. He belonged to Mrs. Lane, an elderly woman who tended a small garden behind her cottage. Milo's job was simple: guard the house, chase away stray cats from the chicken coop, and keep Mrs. Lane company. He loved his peaceful life. The smell of blooming flowers, the sound of buzzing bees, and the warmth of the afternoon sun. One summer morning, however, Mrs. Lane discovered something that made her frown. Her beautiful garden, full of carrots and tomatoes, was covered with small piles of soil. "Oh no, moles!" she exclaimed. She grabbed her shovel and looked at Milo. "Go find the culprit, boy." Milo barked and began sniffing around. Soon he caught a scent and started digging. Beneath the earth, in a small dark tunnel, lived a mole named Pip. He was a tiny creature with velvety fur and bright little claws made for digging. Pip wasn't a troublemaker. He simply dug tunnels to look for worms and roots to eat. But his digging had accidentally ruined Mrs. Lane's garden. When Milo's paws broke through the tunnel, Pip squeaked in fright. "Please don't hurt me," he cried, trembling. Milo tilted his head. "I'm not going to hurt you," he said gently. "But my owner is upset because your tunnels are ruining her vegetables." Pip blinked his tiny eyes. "Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause trouble. I was only trying to find food. It's been dry lately, and the worms have gone deeper underground." Milo thought for a moment. He didn't like seeing Mrs. Lane angry, but he also couldn't bring himself to scare such a small, helpless creature. "Maybe there's a way to fix this," he said. "If I can find you a place to dig where you won't harm the garden, will you move there?" Pip nodded eagerly. "Yes, I'd be happy to." So Milo began searching the nearby meadow and found a soft patch of earth near a stream, rich with worms and roots, but far from Mrs. Lane's vegetables. That night, when the moon rose, Milo guided Pip to his new home. Pip dug quickly, creating neat tunnels that didn't disturb anyone. In return, he promised to help Milo by keeping the soil under the garden loose and healthy. Weeks passed, and Mrs. Lane soon noticed that her garden was thriving again. My, she said one morning, looking at the tall green plants. "Whatever happened, the soil's better than ever." She smiled and patted Milo on the head. "Good job, boy." But Milo knew it wasn't just his doing. Beneath the earth, Pip was hard at work, aerating the soil and keeping pests away. The two had formed a quiet friendship, one above ground, one below. Sometimes, at night, Milo would lie beside the garden, listening to the faint sounds of Pip's digging. "You're doing great down there," he'd whisper. And Pip would call back softly, "And you're doing great up there." One day, however, danger came to the meadow. A group of men arrived with heavy tools, planning to dig a trench for a new road. The noise frightened the animals, and Pip's tunnels were in danger of being destroyed. When Milo heard the commotion, He ran to the meadow and barked at the workers, trying to lead them away. But they ignored him. Thinking quickly, Milo ran back to Mrs. Lane's house and tugged at her dress. She followed him to the site and realized what was happening. "Oh no, they're digging right through the old meadow," she said. "That's where all the wild creatures live." Thanks to Mrs. Lane's protests and the support of other villagers, the workers agreed to move the trench further down, sparing the meadow. Pip and his underground friends were safe once more. That evening, when everything was quiet again, Pip climbed to the surface. "You saved us, Milo," he said with gratitude. "I'll never forget what you did." Milo wagged his tail. "You've helped our garden and made Mrs. Lane happy." Friends look out for each other. From then on, the friendship between Milo and Pip became a secret legend of the garden. The plants grew healthier each season, and the soil remained rich and full of life. Mrs. Lane never suspected that a tiny mole and a loyal dog were working together beneath her feet. Years later, when Milo grew old and passed away peacefully under the oak tree, Pip dug a little tunnel near his resting place and planted a seed there. Each spring, a bright sunflower grew beside Milo's grave, its roots deep in the earth where Pip still lived. It was a quiet tribute, a sign of friendship that lasted beyond time, above and below the ground. The story of Milo and Pip reminds us that cooperation and understanding can bridge even the deepest differences. In modern life, people often clash because they focus only on surface problems, like Mrs. Lane's ruined garden, without looking deeper into the causes, much like Pip's search for food. Milo teaches us the importance of empathy. Instead of blaming or attacking, he listened, understood, and found a solution that worked for everyone. This approach applies to our relationships, workplaces, and communities today. We live in a world where conflicts over opinions, resources, or goals are common. Yet most of these conflicts can be softened by communication and kindness. When we take the time to understand someone else's perspective, we can turn obstacles into opportunities for collaboration. Like Milo and Pip, each of us plays a different role in the garden of life, and harmony grows when those roles complement rather than compete. The story reminds us that even the smallest act of empathy can create lasting peace, and that true friendship, built on understanding and respect, can flourish in the most unlikely places, even between a dog above ground and a mole beneath it. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It'll really help our channel grow. But if you don't like it, then skip it, and don't forget to check out our other videos. We love you, and goodbye.